for the Blue Live right now. It's time. Please make welcome your host for the WDVX Blue Plate Special, Red Hickey.
Hey, y'all, welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee, and we're hanging out inside Visit Knoxville. Feel free to come join us if you like, but if you can't be here in person with us today, know that it is streaming live right now on our Facebook page or the WDVX YouTube channel. So our guest today, returning to the Blue Plate Special, is visiting with us from Great Barrington, Massachusetts. That makes you a what?
Masshole.
Y'all welcome Rees Shad to the Blue Plate Special.
So being a masshole means that I had to forget how to use an indicator light and drive 30 miles underneath any speed light, speed that is posted. But it also taught me to feel better about myself at any chance I can get. There's this song called A Man Like Me. It's an effort to make myself feel better when I look in the mirror in the morning. Baby like to hold my hand when I make a promise. You know she looked me in the eye, so I know I'm true. Ain't no thing she value more than a man who's honest. You know that girl got hurt before by a man like you. I'm gonna tell you right here and now, I'm gonna love the girl and show her how. I'm gonna give her what you want to what you want is a man like me. You know she used to hang around with the gang that put on airs. You know, there was talking down their noses, smacking poses like they didn't care. Everybody but themselves, or so they pretended. At the bottom of their cold black hearts, they didn't love themselves. I'm gonna tell you right here and now, I'm gonna love that girl and show her how. I'm gonna give her what you want to what you want is a man like me. Gonna give her what you want to what you want is a man like me. In a world so full of fiction, all you gotta do to kick that addiction, girl, is a man like me. You know I never thought that much of myself, it's a natural fact. Oh, the Lord gave me self-respect, but then he took it all back. Oh, I found myself again in a woman like that. I'm gonna live up to the challenge, give her everything them other men lack. I gotta tell you right here and now, I wanna love the girl to show her how. I wanna give her what you want to what you want is a man like me. Oh, I wanna give her what you want to what you want is a man like me. Thank you. Just figured I'd wake us up with that one. So I'm a songwriter. I write songs almost every day. Most of them are songs I would never play to somebody else, but it's an exercise, right? You got to keep the muscles moving. And sometimes, if those muscles are primed, when an idea comes along, you can write the song quicker, more efficiently. And one morning I was sitting down, fiddling around with my guitar, and I had this image of a young girl in Kansas. Might have been my great-grandmother, for all I know. And I thought, I need to explore her story. And this came out in like 20 minutes. And because those muscles were primed, I was ready for it when it landed. This is a song called Magic Lantern Presentation. Mama, come quick, Daddy got the wagon out. Mules hitched with bad intention. I never should have said it, never should have spoke a word about that magic lantern presentation. Mama talked sense into that man we love, Mr. Norman on the land for miles. Ain't nobody ever gonna hear what Papa say down at McKendrick's Mercantile. Hand of justice wears a watch of gold. Ain't no sharecropper gonna turn them scales. A pretty little girl in a handmade dress won't ever throw progress off the rails. The first bloom of spring had started showing. Gentle breeze kept the heat at bay. My first taste of independence, to see this world from a vaudeville stage. Mr. Norman introduced us to sights and cities he'd come from. Said he was honored to introduce us to what our small town could become. Hand of justice wears a watch of gold. Ain't no sharecropper gonna turn them scales. A pretty little girl in a gingham dress won't ever throw progress off the rails. All the questions I kept asking, Mr. Norman's pointed gaze to win important men's attention at such a youthful age. Hands of justice wear a watch of gold. Ain't no sharecropper gonna turn them scales. A pretty little girl in a soiled dress won't ever throw progress off the rails. So mama, come quick, Daddy got the wagon out. All her mules hitched with bad intention. Never should have said it, never should have spoke a word about that magic lantern presentation. Thank you very much.
This is Rees Shad with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Excuse me. So it's just R-E-E-S.
That's right. If you add an E to it, it's Witherspoon, and she's much better looking, so I can't compete with that.
And then it's just one D on the Shad. For some reason, I always want to put it second D there. I don't know why. It's like red.
As long as
fox,
you're not casting an E and giving me shade, we're good.
So I'm trying to skip back to the first song that you did for us here today,
A Man Like Me.
because that one's doing real well for you right now.
It has been. It
So
has been.
so brag on yourself a little bit to the people.
Well, okay, so the folk record, the folk radio list seems to, these DJs really seem to like this album. And we're number 3 on the charts right now. And that tune is number 1.
And that first song, A Man Like Me, it's sitting at number 1 on those charts as well. So the album came out in January, and it's doing real well. So let's tell them everything they need to know about this new project.
I got to rewind because I was being polite. There was a mix-up. The first song is not the one that's at the top of the
Okay.
charts. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If my radio promoter gets back to me and goes, no, that's not the song, I'll play you the song. I'll tell you when it comes out.
Okay.
It comes up soon. But anyway, the record is called Porcelain Angel, and it came out in January. And these are songs that kind of bring me back to the albums that I started producing back in the 90s, 17 albums ago, where I really came back to I'm barely coming back to the kind of Americana roots that I grew up with, and that I, in my early days playing with guys like Guy Clark, it's what I did. So I hope you like it.
So you've been making music for over 30 years, and like you said, 17 albums. It would seem like you would have said it already, and yet this one is like...
Okay, so...
This one's summing up to be like the best one yet. So, I mean, obviously you haven't said it all already.
Okay, so about I think the demos for the first album I ever made were full of love songs for my then girlfriend, now my wife, all these years. And Pamela came to me and she said, "If you write me another love song, I'm going to leave you." So I had to figure out other things to write about, and I think that's why I've been able to keep writing. I mean, I do have love songs, but overall, I tell stories about people and situations that I've encountered, and I keep touring and I keep traveling the world, so I keep on finding new stories, and I try to bring them into song. So I think that's the only reason that I can keep writing not the same album again and again.
I think that it's interesting that you said that you write daily just to keep the muscles working, because there's people who write daily because it's their job to do so.
Been there, done that.
But also there's people that may go months in between writing songs. It's more of a spontaneous process,
Often encouraged by trauma, unfortunately. But when people go through heartbreak or something, there's a song, right? Yeah.
Right. Or you hear that line, or you read that book, and it stirs something into you. But it's interesting that you write every day. Just are you like just writing like
I tried
poems,
to stop.
or do you write? It's always songs.
I always write something for the first hour of my day. I was an academic. I was a college professor for 20 years, and so maybe it would just be like an overview of a paper that I was working on getting published. But usually it's at an instrument because it's a lot more fun, and that's the muse I've been able to keep alive all these years. And I actually tried to quit. In 2000, I left. I got rid of my guitars. I told myself I was never going to perform again, and that lasted for about 6 months before some songs started buzzing in the back of my head, and I had to call a friend that I'd given my guitar to, and he picked up the phone, Jeremiah Lowengaard, man, Portland, Maine. He picks up the phone, and he goes, "Yeah, I know what you're calling about." And I'm like, he goes, "You want it back, don't you?" And I was like, "Yes, please." He shipped it to me with this lovely note that said, "Thank you so much for coming back." So,
Sweet.
tried to kick it, but I can't.
You all get a second chance to see Rees perform, as he will be taking part in Songs and Stories with the amazing Lee Zimmerman. That's at the Peaceful Side Brewery on Thursday evening. That's May 22nd. Now, this is the Peaceful Side Brewery in Maryville. It is a free show, and you can find out more about that by visiting reesshadmusic.com. You can shake and howdy with him afterwards, and certainly thank him for being here with us today, and he's got merch available as well. But for now, I'm going to back out of the way. We're going to get more from Rees Shad on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
Thank you, Red. Thank you. So here's a little love song I wrote for my wife and had to sneak it onto the album before she could hear it in advance. Baby, wake me in the morning with coffee and some tea. Cuddle up and tell me, ain't a man as sweet as me. Lord, I don't know what I done right, but I sure do want to do it again. There's a cockerel in a hen house, crowing up a storm. Baby knows just what to do, so the cockerel don't do harm. I don't know what I done right, but I sure do want to do it again. Oh, she's always friendly, I'm never sad. She rubs my feet when they're aching bad. Don't know what I done right in some former life to have myself the very, very best in a wife's life. Don't know what I done right. Oh, don't know what I done right, but I sure do wanna do it again. Baby, take me to the country. She take me to the sea. Baby, take a man most any place he'd wanna be. Oh, I don't know what I done right, but I sure do wanna do it again. Oh, baby, wake me in the morning with some coffee and some tea. Cuddle up and tell me, ain't a man as sweet as me. I don't know what I done right, but I sure do wanna do it again. So let me play you that song that people on the folk radio community are digging. This is a song I wrote with a guy named Lance Cowan, who I know has stood on this stage. He's a dear old friend. We've been writing songs off and on again for 30 years. And we were talking about a lot of the injustice that's going on in the world and in our country right now, most especially the bifurcation over these things, the way we're so divided that sometimes we can't even talk about what we're seeing for fear of hurting somebody else or getting them mad and getting them to yell at us or worse. So we came up with a song called Ain't That the Way. On the album, I play this with the wonderful Kemp Harris, Natalia Zuckerman, and Wanda Houston, all three amazing talents that make me look better than I am. This is a song called Ain't That the Way. Could you make things worse if you spoke your mind? Could you make things better with a single line? Does a tree really fall if it makes no sound? Ain't that the way that the world goes round? Ain't that the way that the world goes round? You know, the planet's spinning, perhaps you can't stop that. But you can call out the bullies and the cheats and the rats. Don't tell it like you see it, then you're duty bound to take a ride as the world goes down, 'cause that's the way that the world goes round. If we watch in silence, if we just turn our backs, do we have the right to question where we end up at? You know, they'll turn the screw as long as you sit back. As you step into the line to do a righteous act. Speaking truth to power, bring a liar down. You can wind up the world. You can wind up the world. And you can change up the world then. How the world goes round. Thank you.
It's Rees Shad with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. The WDVX Blue Plate Special is presented by Barley's Taproom and Pizzeria. That's on Jackson Avenue in Knoxville's Old City. It is home of the Big Plate on Fridays, and by Modelo Especial and Corona Extra. Additional support comes from Visit Knoxville. So, Rees, you mentioned that you wrote that song with Lance, and how often do you co-write? Do you like to co-write a lot, or is that just something you do now and then?
I love co-writing, but I usually co-write with friends. I used to do, publishing work where I would be stuck in a room at 9 a.m. with a cup of coffee with a stranger, and my publisher would say, "I'll be back in 3 hours. Want to hear the song you write." And so you've got to learn the people and what they're about and all this stuff, and then hopefully write a song in those 3 hours. With guys like Lance, or when I work with people like Megan Carey or Fred Kohler, we know each other well enough that we've got a starting point, and it feels like just a friendly conversation, and I love that. I try to do that as often as possible. I'll say probably only about 10% of my songs are co-writes, though.
Okay. Well, he's going to do a few more tunes for us here today. It's Rees Shad on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
So this is a co-write, but it's kind of a weird co-write. Because the guy who co-wrote this song with me, actually I'm going to say he probably wrote most of this song, has been dead for 4 years and came to me in a dream about a year ago singing it to me. I've been in the music business for 40 years, and a lot of us get really anxious and really self-doubting and self-destructive. And this guy was one of those folks. This is the title track of the new record, Porcelain Angel. Side-eye checking if I got your joke. Seemed you practiced every word you spoke. You could have been imposing. You're not so insecure. Oh, an angel in the making. Brooding man so insular. Young man's promise spoiling on a vine, burned through everything, searching for a rhyme. You made yourself a wall, and you just stepped behind. You built up that divide from a beautiful mind. Yet we all abandon you high up on that shelf, a porcelain angel, just singing to yourself as much to anyone as anybody else. Oh, did we all abandon you? Did I just abandon you? You know, tectonics seem to come into play. Space between us wider every day. Perhaps it was deliberate, but who am I to say? You built that great divide, but Lord, we all let it stay that way. How did we all abandon you high up on your shelf? Porcelain angel, let's sing into yourself as much to anyone, oh, as anybody else. Did we just abandon you? Did I just abandon you? You know you burned through luck and you burned through friends. Every sad story has a sadder end. You made yourself the hero of your own tragedy. Lord, your leaving was a whisper heard across the silent sea. Did we all abandon you up on that shelf? Porcelain angel, just singing to yourself as much to anyone, oh, as anybody else. Did we all abandon you? Oh, did I just abandon you? I appreciate you. So this is a song, my mother came from Arkansas, my dad was from Utah, and they came to New York City, which is where they adopted me and raised me, and but we still would go back to Arkansas throughout my childhood. This is a song about how the increase in earthquakes that have happened in that state over the last 20 years. It's called Faulkner County Blues. Goes out to my Aunt Ed Louise, who I bet she's tuning in on the radio right now, or rather the internets. Summer nights ain't cool like I remember. Seems we're sliding south these days. If we slip into the ocean, at least we'll cool off anyway. Them big trucks come up from the cities, feel that ground shaking night and day. Governor said ain't no connection. Yeah, you know somebody's getting paid. Faulkner County's gonna hell, ma. Ain't no living here these days. Sure, there's jobs, but I remember how sweet that water used to taste. Goes to Howard in the holler, morning redemption songs and prayers, with the memories of the people buried there. I feel his presence growing near. Faulkner County's gone to hell, ma. Ain't no living here these days. Sure, there's jobs, but I remember how sweet that water used to taste, yeah. Host of trouble come down to Conway, poison bubbling from the ground, yeah. Separate silence from this country came with that prosperity we found. Oh, yeah. Faulkner County's gone to hell, ma. Ain't no living here these days. Sure, there's jobs, but I remember how sweet that water used to taste. How sweet that water used to taste.
We're going to get one last tune from Rees Shad here today on the Blue Plate Special. But before he does that, we want to invite everybody back again tomorrow. Ash Taylor will be here along with Frank Valet. And coming up this Friday at noon on the Big Plate at Barley's, a band called Bristol Lightning will be with us. Now, Bristol Lightning is a project of our friend Dave Eggars. And, you know, Dave has come to the show with many, many different collaborations. And Dave is always promoting other people or promoting a movie that his music's in, or he's bringing other artists in to perform and show them off. But Bristol Lightning is his project. We'll be hearing his music from his band, and they'll be with us this Friday. on the big plate, live from Barley's. You can find out more about that at WDVX.com. We're a listener-supported radio station. If you like what we do here, there's always a little donation box in the back of the room. A little love in the bucket keeps the good music going on the Blue Plate Special. Rees will be taking part, once again, Songs and Stories with Lee Zimmerman. That's Thursday evening at 6 p.m. at the Peaceful Side Brewery in Maryville. And it is a free show. You'll get more songs and more stories from Rees and Lee as well. ReesShadMusic.com for more information. Rees has got merch available over there as well. Looks like a email sign-up list also. So shake and howdy with him afterwards and just thank him for being here with us today on the Blue Plate Special. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you, Red.
Will you leave us with the last one?
Sure. This is one about my old neighborhood in New York City, where there was a guy in the restaurant we used to go to a lot in the back room of the room in a suit with Chianti and a cigar. Remember when you could smoke in a restaurant? And two very large refrigerator-shaped human beings on either side of him. And if you wanted, you could get a loan from that person. My father taught me early on to steer around him when going to the men's room. This is a song called The Vig, which is what you'd have to pay that guy if you borrowed money. Well, you meet the man in the cafe there. Ascot holding up his chin, but he's wearing someone else's hair. He got away with words you can't quite understand. He got a grapple of a grip for my handshake. He insists on calling you friend. That's how it starts, how it slips away. Worry about the Vic on another day. Life's just a crap game. Go ahead, roll. Trade every little thing you got left for a little less of your soul. Billy Chandler's gun sits on a barroom stool with a highball glass drained to a lone ice cube. He picks a scab on a knuckle as he watches you. Man with the toupee smiles and trades his green for your IOU. It's how it starts, how it slips away. Worry about the Vic on another day. Life's just a crap game. Oh, go ahead, roll. Trade every little thing you got left for a little less of your soul. You know you're such a sap. You ought to be a tree. But for trusting one old friend, now you're living up at county for free. Word gets out, perhaps it was your intention. Friends in low places, Johnny Law wants you give each dot its connection. It's how it starts, how it slips away. Worry about the Vic on another day. Life's just a crap game. Oh, honey, now go ahead and roll. Trade every little thing you got left for a little less of your soul. A silent side street, danger the night announces. You turn too late as highball man suddenly pounces. You find that debt, Lord, it's been paid in aces. Karmic graces, turning the pages. Thank you so much. I love Knoxville.
Rees Shad. Again, Porcelain Angels streaming out there wherever you find your music. Shake and howdy with them and join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.